and welcome to Oak Park Theater's production of the musical comedy Murders of 1940. Murder? Golden Himmel! I hope nobody gets hurt. That would be tragic. Please take a moment and silence your cellular telephone devices. Also, please keep all babies quiet. Thank you. There is no flash or video photography for this performance. Official show photography will be available at ophstheater.org. There's absolutely no eating of the food or drinking of the beverage in the theater. If you do, you will die. Just a little joke. But seriously, it's not cool. Guys, so keep it in the lobby. Now then, since all that nonsense is out of the way, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Elsa, are you okay? Darling, when you get done with your little thing, can you fluff the pillows? We want our guests to be comfortable.
Ja, nigger Frau. On with the show. Helsa, you forgot the sugar. Helsa!
Day tomorrow, we'd best have our Ovaltine and go to bed. Dear, Helsa has forgotten the sugar.
Not on my account.
You don't take sugar?
I don't take Ovaltine.
Well, if it's good enough for Orphan Annie's. Here's a list of people you are to pick up in the morning. At 9:30 a.m. in front of the Brill Building in Mr. Eddie McEwen. Mr. McEwen is, I am good to understand, and struggling young comedian. The Brill Building
I know where the Brill Building is.
Of course you do. Then, Miss Baderstock will be at her apartment at 230 East 50th. Oh. Mr. McEwen is, I am given to understand, an incredibly struggling young comedian. Perhaps, to spare Miss Baderstock, he best right up front with you.
Swell.
Then, you're to pick up an actor at East 92nd Street, named Patrick O'Reilly.
You told this Miss Baverstock you had a new chauffeur?
I made up some story, yes. The others arrive by car and train. I do hope they make their connections.
The snow's supposed to stop by midnight.
I wish they'd settle whatever it is they're striking about. I'm sick of seeing it in Boston.
eastern seaboard, what had been originally estimated as 2 inches has already doubled with no end in
I
sight.
hope this won't scare off our people.
What?
I said I hope this won't scare off our people.
My dear, these are actors, producer, director, composer, lyricist, coming to get my money for their Broadway show. Nothing short of the end of the world. I'll stop then.
No, if this is gonna work, you've got to say the speech exactly like we rehearsed it. You're going to be able to pull off your end of this, okay?
Espionage is in my blood, Sergeant. I won't fail you. Poor dead Phoebe's deco makeup kit. Being au courant was so important to her. And now, she's anything but.
Well, here.
Ah, yes, that which may reveal a murderer. Sergeant, this is going to be a grand adventure, isn't it? And I've planned a perfectly grand menu for the occasion. To begin, a tureen of December fruit, followed by lobster on dip.
Yeah, well, since my first adventure will be driving through a snowstorm tomorrow, I'd better get some sleep.
Come, I'll show you to your room. I must admit, Sergeant, you came as something of a surprise to me. I had thought all New York City policemen to be Irish.
We are.
Helsa, there seems to be a taxi stuck in the drive. I'm going down with a shovel. And the Barney's condiments, will you see to it?
Ja, negative, Frau.
Negative, Frau. A bit formal this morning, aren't we?
Nein.
Oh, I think I know. Little Helsa is curious about my overnight guest, isn't she?
Nein, nein.
Not even curious which bedroom he slept in. No worry, you're still the princess here. Now, to the day. There will be 7 for lunch, 4 for dinner. I want you at your most efficient today, Helsa. I'm not at liberty to tell you why, but this day will add a bone-chilling chapter to the Von Grossenduden annals. Clear that also, will you?
Thank you. Sure, we're after being stuck down on the road at the bottom of your driveway, wouldn't you know?
Guy, here's the car.
Oh, no, that's another car. We can't even get up the hill.
Oh.
I'm Patrick O'Reilly, one of the actors. Our group is stuck down below. I came up for a shivel.
Shibu. Oh, Fräulein von Gottschmidt is using it right now. May I take your coat?
Well, I may as well go back down then and see what I can do.
You are Irish, Mr. O'Reilly?
As Paddy's cow, and you are, Scandinavian.
I'm German.
Oh, how are you know?
A refugee. Fräulein von Gottschmidt gave me refuge here 4 years ago.
Did she know?
From the Nazis.
The Nazis, was it?
Fine that they are.
I see. Well, it's been most interesting meeting you, Miss,
Windsor. Helsa Windsor.
Binzel. Yes. Faith and Begorra. Isn't there a very famous cabaret entertainer named Wenzel at the Tivoli, I believe?
You are familiar with the German cabaret
Well, it's after being my business now, isn't it? Dieter Wenzel. Wasn't that his name?
I never paid much attention to the cabarets.
Here, Ken. This is the library. We'll hold the audition here, Ken. Director at work. You can move it around any way you like.
It's perfect.
Hello, I'm Elsa von Grossen-Newton.
Patrick O'Reilly. Our group is stuck down below. I came up for a civil.
A shovel?
A shovel.
Oh, a shovel, yes. Well, of course, it's right outside the door. This is Miss Nikki Crandall, and this is Penda LeMays, your director.
Pleased to meet you, I'm sure. And now I'll be after getting that shovel.
I'll go with you.
It's after being down to the bottom of the hill, miss. And the snow is as steep of the cliffs of Killarney.
I am of solid Bavarian stock, Mr. O'Reilly. Snow is in my blood.
But not in your heart, dear Elsa. This woman is the most generous patron of our art alive today.
Yeah, I can.
Thought you, Elsa, there wouldn't be more than 30 or 40 shows in the Great White Way. She backed 12 last season.
Well, I do like to dabble. Now, Ken, suppose you mix you and Miss Crandall a drink. Helsa will take your luggage to your room, Northwest guest room, Helsa. Roger and Bernice will be down as soon as they thaw out. Marjorie is trudging up the hill. Soon we'll all be together once more, won't we, Ken?
Yes, it'll be good to see Roger and Bernice again.
All together. Right, Ken?
Yes.
And when I get back, I want to hear all about Hollywood. What it's like.
Just up the Garment District in the middle of the orange grove. That's Hollywood.
How picturesque.
Of course, there is an ocean somewhere.
You never saw the ocean?
Certainly I saw the ocean. I was at a party in Santa Monica one night and someone pulled open the drapes. Drink?
No, thank you.
So you're about to tell me in the cab about a show you were with in Washington.
Dewberry.
So you know Bob then?
Bob.
Bob Alton, the choreographer?
Oh, but this was the road company. Jimmy Arneman staged it.
And you closed the show in Washington.
No, I left the show in Washington.
Not to come up here for a backers audition, I'd hope.
Well, oh no, I've got other things on the fire.
And so you're a singer, dancer?
Oh, a dancer, mostly.
Yes, I kind of thought that when I watched you get off the train.
I walk like a duck, you mean?
No, you tripped over your suitcase.
Well, sure sign.
With whom did you study dance?
Well, see, I'm from Chicago.
I know Chicago quite well.
Actually, south of there. You know a Kankakee?
Afraid not.
Oh, I studied there with Natasha Dubrovitska.
I see.
Well, jeepers, this is a swell house, isn't it?
Yes.
I'll bet there's some swell houses in Hollywood.
Ostentatious, but swell, yes.
You live out there?
I'm actually hoping this enterprise will bring me back to New York.
You're not working on any movies now?
I've just finished a picture. Moonlight in Rio.
Moonlight in Rio? You shot a movie in Brazil?
No, I shot it in Culver City, except for the beach. The beach I shot in Oxnard.
Well, who's in it?
Alice Faye, Dick Powell, Phil Silvers, Ann Miller, Patsy Cowley, George Brent, Lawrence Melchior, Joshua Heifetz, and Bora Manovich.
Oh, sure. I saw that.
It hasn't been released yet.
Oh.
Ah, it's good. Good to be back.
New York?
The theater. An event as ancient as man and as mysterious and inspiring as the nature man once sought to imitate or appease in his earliest rituals. Rituals we now call the theater. Not moving pictures, but life. Life distilled to the pure, clear ring of truth. Never forget that. It is your heritage.
I guess. But I've only done musical comedy.
Yes, well, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to take my drink upstairs and into the bathtub. Get rid of some of this Union Pacific Railroad I brought with me.
Sure, go ahead. I want to look over those lead sheets anyway.
See you later.
Hi, I'm Admiral Byrd. And I lost. This is the North Pole. Boy, what a blizzard. I passed 4 penguins on the way up. One of them was wearing a polar bear. Only kidding. I'm Eddie McEwen. This your place?
No, I'm Nikki Crandall. Miss Von Gross-Newton just went down the hill to help some people who are stuck.
That's us. And a taxi ahead of us and a car behind us. They'll never make it up the hill. I decided to hoof it.
Oh, your boots, the Oriental.
Oh, yeah, sorry. You here for the audition?
Yes,
You write it or?
I'm an actress.
Great, guess we'll be working together.
You're an actor?
Well, I'm a comedian, actually. You ever see Helsa poppin'?
Are you in it?
Got a couple of bits in it, yeah. Just left it a month ago. Doing some radio. This the closet?
Yes. Well, no, the coat closet is outside in the hall.
In the hall? All right. Out here?
Yes, yeah. Pardon me, is that my heart on my sleeve while we're apart?
Oh, you've got music.
Yes, didn't they sing you some?
Only got the gig yesterday. Some other guy got sick. My agent asked me, can I sing? Sure, I say. Always say yes. No matter what they ask, yes, one of my rules. This morning, a limo picks me up, parks me in front of the chauffeur. Then we pick up a dame and a mug in Yorkville. Oh, what a trip. Driving in a snowstorm, I can't see a thing, so I don't know how the driver can. And on top of that, he's deaf.
Deaf?
Had to be. I did 40 minutes of my best stuff. He don't crack a smile. White House merry-go-round.
It's a nice tune.
By Roger Hopewell and Bernice Rock. Hey, Hopewell and Rock, is this going to be one of their shows?
I guess so.
Hot dog.
Don't get any better than that.
What a break. You know, they've got a string of hits, I think, except for Manhattan Holiday, they never had a flop. What's the other music? Is there a number for a comic?
Oh, well, I don't know, but I'm sure Mr. Delamaze will sign parts.
Ken Delamaze? He's here too? He's the director? Hot dog!
Yes, you didn't know that?
Oh, I don't know anything, except I'm getting 25 bucks to do a backers audition for some dame named Von Grossen something.
Newton.
Oh, no thanks, I just had a Danish.
No, that's her name. Von Grossen Newton.
Hey, that was a joke. I'm a comic, remember?
I'll try.
Boy, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. To be in at the start of a hit show. I guess they're looking for a producer.
Well, as I understand it, they've got a producer. They want an angel.
Who's the producer?
Marjorie Baverstock.
Hot dog. Marjorie Baverstock! Oh my God!
Well, she's probably the woman in your car. Was she wearing mink or... What? You're going back out?
I'm going back, period, to New York City.
What?
Come on, get your coat. The same people, Manhattan Holiday, the same creative team?
So they had a dud. That scares you back to New York?
No. Stage door slasher scares me back to New York.
The who?
Where you been? The stage door slasher? 2 years ago, 3 women murdered. All chorus girls, all in Manhattan Holiday.
Oh, yeah, now I remember reading something. See, I was on the road.
They had to close the show. The chorus wouldn't come in until they caught the slasher. And lady, they never caught him, so let's hit the breeze.
Well, if he only killed women, what are you so worried about?
How do I know he hasn't changed his preferences? Come on.
What makes you think the killer would be here? There are no chorus girls here. Wait a minute. I'll get my coat. Oh, this is silly. That was 2 years ago, and the only similarity is the creative team. Anyhow, you'll never get back to New York in this weather. I mean, look how thick the snow is falling. It's a dark, sunless day. For all you know, the killer may be stranded out there, hidden by the snow. It's waiting. It's just going to get darker and darker and darker.
You can stop before you get to Dracula's entrance, okay? Come on, get your coat. I'll give her a note. I think my chances outside. Well, there must be 25 rooms in the store, and the slash could be higher than any one. That don't count the closets.
Oh, my gosh!
What?
A secret passage!
Let's get out of here.
Let's take a look.
My gosh. They do exist.
Who do?
I thought it was only in movies whenever there's a lunatic killer on the loose and killing everybody and his brother, somebody, usually a dame, hears a noise in the hen house and goes out in pitch black night to investigate.
And did you ever notice in those same movies there's always a big, strong hero who's not afraid of the dark?
I'm a comic, remember? The dark definitely scares us. It's part of our training.
Right here. Oh, you must be Mr. McEwen, since you're the only one I'm accounted for. I'm your hostess, Elsa von Grossenewton. And of course you know Miss Baverstock and Mr. O'Reilly, since you rode up with them.
Hardly know, Elsa, as Mr. McEwen was up front with your driver. I didn't get the opportunity to tell you, Mr. McEwen, that I think it's simply devoon of you to fill in at the last moment like this.
Oh, thanks.
And this is Miss Crandall. Nikki, darling, I don't believe you've met Miss Baverstock. Do you have a cold, Mr. McEwen?
Oh, no, see, there's been a hitch. I got my dates mixed up, and I'm due back in New York.
Oh dear, when?
Well, it would be, right now.
Really? But my goodness, I don't know how you'll get there. Perhaps it's skipped your attention, but we're having a blizzard.
I know, but...
Well, I know. I, for one, would be quite sorry to see you go. I've been hearing such good things about your work. And of course, Kendall Mays, who is directing the audition, knows every agent in Hollywood. Do you have an agent in Hollywood? Eddie?
Come on, let's get to work.
What about the slasher?
Let him get his own agent.
I can't wait for you to hear the show, Elsa. It's Devoon. Simply Devoon. And I have a budget all worked out, even down to the opening night party. We'll hold it at Sardi's, naturally. And if we charge the actors just a small cover charge, we'll break even. Elsa, are you redecorating?
Oh my goodness, the bookcase has been turned. Did someone move the pen holder?
Oh, I guess I did.
A secret passage, Elsa? Where does it lead?
To other passages. The house is laced with them.
My goodness, Nancy Drew would be in seventh heaven here, wouldn't she? Ugh. Oh, you never told me about this, Elsa. Never.
They're nothing, Marjorie. Just your average, ordinary, everyday secret passageways.
Was this a stop on the Underground Railway or something?
No.
Oh, then why?
My father, who was Baron Wilhelm von Grossenewton.
Ah, yes.
You've heard of him.
Oh, well, wasn't there a motion picture about him with Eric von Stroheim? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
Someone else, though he was a legend. There has been no motion picture on him.
Obviously, I have them mixed up.
This house was built by him when he left Germany at the end of the war.
He was a general?
He was the Kaiser's chief of espionage and the most brilliant intelligence mind in European history. He was a spy? You have heard, perhaps, of the Dreyfus papers? The colonel read a letter. The von Moltke note, the von Emmek shopping list, the Hotzendorf memo. Events which changed the course of history, with my father at their center working in clandestine, covert alliance, cloaked in an atmosphere of secrecy, stealth, and subterfuge.
But why the secret passages?
He was the only way he could leave the room.
So our company met.
Oh, Ken, darling. How Devoon.
Marjorie, honey.
No. Oh, kids, this is Kendall Mays, your director. Whom haven't you met? Ken?
Hi, I'm Eddie McEwen. I just Helsa popping in.
Eddie, we'll get to work shortly, but I don't...
Excuse me, Negative Roberts. I cannot find the meat cleaver.
You need a meat cleaver?
Brazil does, yeah.
Oh, well, if you need it. My home is yours, everyone. Make yourselves comfortable. I'll be right back. You're sure you mean a meat cleaver, Helsa?
Jawohl.
Okay.
Ken, darling, look. A secret passage.
So it is. Very much like the one I used in The Circular Staircase, with Paulette Goddard, Laird Krieger, Judith Anderson, Lionel Atwell, Peter Lorre, George Sanders, and John Carradine.
I saw it, Ken. It was some of your best work.
It hasn't been released yet. Now, cast as I was saying, we will get to work shortly, but let me remind you that although this is only a backers audition for an audience of one, it is still theater. Any questions of character or interpretation, bring them out. Theater is nothing more or less than life. distilled to the pure, clear ring of truth. A ritual as old as...
Quick, I want a martini. I'm in danger of frostbite.
Roger, darling, you look divoon. Simply divoon.
Oh, Marjorie. Love your new word.
Let me introduce actors. This is Roger Hopewell. There to do your music, Roger. Miss Crandall, Mr. McEwen, and Mr. O'Reilly.
Oh, your eyes are very blue.
Perhaps I'll have a drink now. Makes it so much easier to excuse licentious behavior.
I was not being licentious, Marjorie. A trifle libidinous, perhaps. A bit lascivious, but not licentious.
What's the difference?
The placement of the tongue, I'd imagine.
Ken, I didn't see you there. How wonderful to be working with you again. I was just saying to Bernice on the way here, now our script will have distilled truth and clean rings and new spark plugs and all those wonderful things Ken does. And the comic.
All right, you see me work?
No, I merely assumed that's why you were only wearing one overshoe.
Oh my gosh, forgot all about it.
I must have that martini.
How about our performers? Dare you have a drink before attempting to entice Elsa out of her money?
No.
I wouldn't mind a shot of bourbon if you got it.
Hi, gang. Bernice, darling.
Bernice, honey, you're looking wonderful.
I missed you, kid.
You've added a bracelet, I see.
As I have. Have a drink with us, Bernice. I'm having a teeny martini.
In that case, I'll have a huge Manhattan.
With a cherry.
Realistic, Roger. This cast is Bernice Roth, the librettist. Your cast.
Martini time!
Woo!
Hi, gang. Oh, sorry I'm late getting downstairs, but the storm froze the lock on my overnight case, so I've been upstairs heating it with a candle.
Heating the lock.
And the candle kept dripping wax on the rug, so I moved it to the closet and set something on fire.
Set what on fire?
Well, see, I don't know, because whatever it was burnt up. But then the maid comes in while I'm kneeling on the floor of the closet under this raging fire, and she wants to know if I'm Haitian. His eyes are very blue.
It's something to do with all these famous people?
I guess so.
Ken, I love your tan.
Thanks, it only cost one soul.
May cost us ours. Bernice and I have been asked to do a motion picture later this year. Do you know who Abbott and Costello are?
Those two guys. In the Bobby Clark thing?
Streets of Paris?
Streets of Paris. Well, Universal has signed them and we've been approached to do some songs.
That reminds me. The lead dancer from that show, the boy. Grover Champion.
Gowan champion.
We should think about him. I know you're only in the first draft, Bernice, but think about taking that long section where the sailor is telling the girl how beautiful she is and making it a ballet.
I didn't think that section was all that long.
Ever noticed in Bernice's writing, whenever someone tells a woman how beautiful she is, the scene goes on forever.
That comes from understanding romance, Roger. A subject you are somewhat hazy on.
That comes from writing in front of that smoked mirror you've got over your desk is what it comes from.
Come on, kids, let's get to work.
Oh, we are all together once more. Are we not? All together. And are we all comfortable?
We're fine, Elsa.
We're about to start rehearsal, Elsa.
Does anyone need a refill? Sure. Heavens, how dark it's getting. It's only just past 1. Wonderful. The snow just won't stop, will it? What are you having, Bernice? Oh, what's closest?
Excuse me, nigger Frau, but you're called and it's snowed in.
Well, there's nothing for it, but I shall go in the kitchen and whip us up a quick lunch. We don't want you hungry for the big show, now do we? Come, Helsa, let's see if we remember how to do sauerbraten.
Sauerbraten?
Oh, how inspired. She's chosen a dish that even if she ruined it, no one could tell the difference.
I suggest we get started with rehearsals, since that is why we're here.
Is it? Has anyone wondered why this particular creative group has been gathered in this particular house?
Oh, a backer's audition.
Featuring a team whose last effort was Manhattan Holiday, the show during which B.B. McAllister, Elsa's friend, was murdered. Have a drink, Ken. You look as though you need one.
It's just the memory of that horrible time. I had hoped it was forgotten.
Obviously it isn't. Though Elsa is eccentric, though she slithers through life though she Gail Sondergaard, her behavior today strikes me more batty than usual.
If that's possible.
And I believe we've been gathered here for a dual purpose.
Which is?
She wants to observe us together.
To what end?
Excuse me, but who was murdered?
Were you in New York 2 years ago?
2 years ago, I was off visiting my old mither in County Cork.
You were visiting a mither?
Someone killed 3 members of our dancing chorus.
And this killer was a member of the shoe?
We don't know.
Of course we know. We play New Haven, a murder. Boston, a murder. Philadelphia,
Terrible
abuse.
abuse, yes.
And a murder close to us in New York. Someone with the show, Ken.
See, I told you.
Someone with the show.
Do you suspect the killer is in this house?
Yes.
I'm sorry, but you're not after knowing much about murderers. They may occasionally be drawn back to the scene of the crime, but they would never, once they are freed away, ever intentionally associate themselves with anyone who could possibly have any reason to suspect them.
Hey, how do you know so much about murderers?
Me old fither, me fither's fither, God rest their souls, were police officers.
And you're a tenor?
I still think that's why we've been gathered here.
Sounds like a parlor game, Mr. Hopewell. Murder is never so interested. In real life, it is sudden, filled with rage, quite emotional. Yes, quite messy. No secret passages. No, just blood-soaked carpets.
Black rat soap carpets! Excuse me, I thought I heard something about the blood-soaked carpets?
We were talking about real life, Helsa. Though, God knows why, since we're here to do a musical comedy.
Fräulein Vargas Newton has asked me to tell you that lunch will be served in about 30 minutes. In the meantime, does.
I suggest that we get started with rehearsals, which, Roger, is the only reason that we are gathered here.
I just thought it's worth mentioning.
Well, if you believe there'd be a killer loose, best not stand in front of the bookcase. It's a secret passage. Oh my God.
Good heavens! Are we all going to get to work, or shall we just get in pajamas and continue to tell ghost stories? Actors, over here. Roger and Bernice at the piano.
I am sorry there's no breakfast, Mr. O'Reilly. Since you were so interested in St. German.
Bernice, have you decided how much of the book we are going to do?
What?
The book.
What?
Bernice, has this silliness of Roger's frightened you?
Oh, no, of course not. I was just thinking. We have nothing to be afraid of here. My God, we're warm and cozy in this lovely, old, kind of weird house with secret passages and blood-soaked carpets, and we're sort of isolated by the snowstorm.
I'm afraid I have a rather troubling announcement.
I hope none of you have to reach New York this afternoon, because the phone seems to have gone dead. And the phone seems to have gone dead.
story has caused us but you've got to know the way. Who's got who's here today? In peace and corn to hold. Won't even take a call. Lesser and sign of them. Taking a ride on the White House merry-go-round. Up is your window out, for it has lost its route. You've got to know the way. Who's got who's here today? In peace and corn to hold. Won't even take a call. Lesser and sign of them. Taking a ride on the White House merry-go-round.
Oh, I love it so far, and so will Elsa. The tunes, the lyrics, Davoon. Simply Davoon.
I suggest we get started with the second act. It's already 4 and Elsa wants to see this before dinner.
I need to see a man about his dog.
Oh, me too.
And maybe some coffee.
Oh, God, yes.
Oh, coffee's a good idea.
Okay, 10 minutes.
How's it look so far, Mr. Delamain?
It's coming.
Would anyone be after wanting anything? I'm headed to the kitchen for a spot of hot chocolate.
Oh, I'd love some.
See if she has any tea. Oh, no, never mind. I'll come get it myself.
Excuse me, Mr. Delamain. I noticed you skipped over the section where the taxi driver does an impression of the Japanese ambassador. Well, you don't have to skip it if you don't want to.
I believe Roger and Bernice have Bert Lahr in mind for the role of the cab driver.
See, I do a Japanese.
It needs a name in there, you understand.
I just thought it would add flavor.
I'd be unfair not to tell you that's the direction that they're looking.
You're not surprised that I speak your language? I was educated at the UCLA.
Eddie, your talent is just as special as Lars, but I believe it to be distilled from a different kind of truth. I'm sure that there will be other roles in the future that will ring closer to the quality you project, okay?
Sure. Thanks a lot, Mr. Delamain. What'd he say?
He said... No, he said no.
All right. Well, heck, even if I'm just second banana, this could be the big break I've been waiting for. Well, aren't you excited about this?
They usually get stars for the stuff I'm reading, don't they?
Well, you never know. You live in New York?
Yes.
Whereabouts?
West 64th, between Broadway and Amsterdam.
Yeah, I live on 50th, across from Madison Square Garden.
I used to live near there, 48, the dance belt.
You live alone, or
I have 2 roommates.
you got a boyfriend?
Did have. He joined the Navy last year.
Yeah, Navy's not bad. I've been thinking I should join before I get drafted.
Aren't you a bit old to be drafted?
Yeah, right now, but look at the way things are going. I figure I better get a name in show business, PDQ, so that if I am drafted, I can get into the entertainment section of the Army.
You want to kill 'em with laughs, huh?
They got such units.
A comics battalion. Yeah, they hit the beach right after the magicians.
It's called Special Services.
And they pass out ping pong balls.
You know, I'd have known you were a dancer even if you never said so.
Yeah?
You talk straight out, like a guy. Most dames don't talk that way. Dancers do. Of course, I'm talking show me, it's not ballet.
You date a lot of dancers?
I don't date a lot of anything.
You haven't got a girl?
Nope. See, most dames, they don't want to get serious with a comic. Yeah, but that's okay. That's the way it's laid out.
Well, what's laid out?
The hero gets the girl. The comic gets the laughs.
In the movies.
And in real life. Pretty much the same.
Well, I wouldn't know. I haven't met any heroes.
Met any comics?
Just one. I want to look over that second act ballad.
You believe in chemistry?
Chemistry?
You know, you look at someone and something happens.
Well, I don't know.
It's happening here. O'Reilly and the maid? I think we see the start of a hot affair. They're really nice for each other.
Yeah, man. Maybe they sent something in common.
Some people believe in it. Chemistry. Never happened to you?
Nope.
Well, how about your boyfriend?
Well, we grew up together. He was just always there.
Until now.
Yeah.
Actually, it never happened to me either. Chemistry.
Probably just in the movies.
Know what happened to my father?
It did?
From a bus window. He was on the corner. She was on the bus. They saw each other. Wham! He chased that bus for 5 blocks.
Oh, it was your mother?
No. Some girl. Never saw her again. He used to tell me, Eddie, when it happens, you'll know. It's chemical. Just hope it ain't the number 17 to Ozone Park. That's an express. Yeah, it can happen. Yeah. You just gotta be looking for it, is all.
Shall we get back to work?
So how you all doing? Miss Von Grossman wanted me to lay out some fresh coffee here for you.
We just had coffee.
So's you won't have to go back into the kitchen.
She probably just wants us out of the way while she learns to light the oven.
Yeah, so you folks are in the show business, huh?
Yes. Did you ever attend the theater, Mr.
Kelly? No, not that much, but I had a cousin in the High Mikado at the World's Fair.
Oh.
Dinner, such as it is, will be around 7. To tide you over, I'll have Helsa bring in some liederkrans.
You're fine, Elsa. Please, don't worry about us.
No. Oh, and one other thing. Yesterday, when we were cleaning out the guest rooms in anticipation of your arrivals, guess what we found? Phoebe McAllister's makeup kit. It had somehow been packed with the showgirl costumes when the show closed and sent to Princeton University.
Showgirl costumes? I thought Princeton was a men's school.
Only in the daytime, obviously.
It's for that show they do. It has a kick line.
Well, last week, someone there found it and, recognizing the name as one of the murder victims, mailed it to the police, who thereupon mailed it to me. I put it in the closet and forgot about it till yesterday. And with all of us reunited, I became curious. I opened it, and what do you think I found?
Oh, I don't want to hear this. It's going to be someone's finger or something.
A small notebook. A round notebook?
A round notebook?
A notebook that was full of notes and little tiny spirals.
What?
Doodles? Phone numbers! Yeah. And something is in my eye.
Guess
Caught my eye. The last appointment. The night she was murdered.
An appointment with whom?
Don't know. But they were wearing a watch. Time, the book gives time and place.
That night, probably just an appointment for a key change or something.
Could it be? The night poor baby was murdered, we were dark. No one was at the theater.
What are you getting so excited about, Roger?
No one was there.
No, they weren't.
Weren't what?
Singing.
What? Who wasn't singing?
Well, they weren't singing in an elevator? I don't understand what's happening. Oh, excuse me. I need coffee.
Well, I for one know that the stage manager was at the theater. I remember because the set designer and I stopped by before going to dinner at Toffnetti's.
No, the stage manager was with me at the Blue Ribbon.
No, I distinctly remember because it was the first dark night and
I certainly ought to know where my own damn stage manager was, and...
Calm down, Marjorie. Why are you so upset?
An alibi, obviously.
No, the book doesn't say the theater, it says the hotel. The night she was murdered, she had an appointment at the hotel.
With whom? No one was there.
We only used to sleep there at the staff room.
Why don't we take a look at the book?
Oh, I think it much better if I turned it over to the police. In the morning.
Excuse me, Miss Von Grossen,
Newton!
Yes?
Well, maybe you should put that book in a safe place and as far from you as possible, because if it connects the killer to the murders, he would kill to get it.
Oh, stop. But he doesn't know I have it, does he?
Well, he does now.
Really, Mr. McEwen? For that to be true, the killer would have to be in this room.
Oh, let's not be ridiculous. Of course it wasn't one of us. We're show people. So, on with Act the Second, as Shakespeare might have said.
Well, he might have, but I doubt if he ever did.
Mind if I watch a bit, Ken? You know how I adore the rehearsal process.
It'll spoil the audition for you, Elsa.
Oh, I shan't stay long just to see song.
No, really, I insist. It's my house, and I'm going to for yourself.
Marjorie, for God's sakes, let her stay. I need to get started.
Sit here, Elsa.
All right. So Act 2 begins with... We already have coffee!
Fräulein von Grassenhütte mentions that error, right? Prefers chocolate.
All right. All right. Bernice, second act, please.
Okay, White House Merry-Go-Round, Act 2. It opens in the Senate chambers. On stage are Biff and Trudy, and there are also some page boys.
Sounds Davoon. Simply Davoon.
Excuse me.
What is it?
Sure, and I fear the hot chocolate has gone and given me a terrible headache. I noticed I'm not needed in this number, so if you wouldn't mind, I'll step out for some aspirin.
Oh, you poor dear boy. There's some in the kitchen. I'll get it for you.
Thank you.
Come right back.
That's the format. Here's how it goes. Trudy is opening mail from Biff's constituents, all of whom have advice on how to run the country. This leads to the opener. Everyone can do it better.
Okay, so following Bernice's opener, we do the number. Roger?
Oh. Mm-hmm. Biff. Trudy. And I'll do all the page boys.
Oh, I bet you will.
Have a drink, Marjorie. It'll coat your tongue.
What happened?
Try the light switch.
Where is it?
Ouch! Everybody just stand still. It may be a power failure.
Ow!
I'm going to the basement.
Are there any candles?
Oh.
What was that?
An owl?
In the library.
This is making me very nervous.
Calm down, Bernice.
Hey, I'm not Bernice. Stop rubbing my neck.
Sorry.
Well, let's all remain calm. It's probably the snowstorm. I'm sure Miss Von Grassenhütte will be here soon with candles.
Are we all here? Are we? Didn't I hear the tiniest scream a moment ago?
Yes, I bumped into a chair.
We're all here, Bernice.
That's Roger and Miss Canada. This is me, the performers.
I'm here.
And me.
And Marjorie.
Lights are back. Is everyone all right? I think it's because I plugged in the toaster.
We're fine, Elsa. We're moving as quickly as we can.
No hurry. I haven't even started the white sauce.
White sauce.
On sauerbraten? Oh,
Come on, back to work.
from the top.
Everyone can do it better from the East Coast to the West. They all know what's really best for the USA. Anyone can write a letter, not the way that he or she
She's just not being vocal.
Well, following that number, which will be catchier and funnier, or maybe kind if you hate it that much.
Bernice, let's go on.
No, I mean, that's the second act opener, and if she hates it.
All right. Marge, do you really hate it that much, or is Bernice going through a typical attack of paranoia?
Marjorie, honey, we're friends here. I mean, if you got something to say, let's say it now and don't sit there acting like a typical producer.
Someone pulled the main power. Has anyone...
Better, at least it wasn't the song.
Has anyone come to the room from the passageway and out the door?
I was by the door. They have to pass through me. Oh my God.
I'll check the hall.
How about here?
Oh, please.
On the phone for Dee.
Phone's dead, remember?
Shut. The closet.
The closet.
Closet.
The phone is in the closet? Roger, would you hold this for a moment?
Does this mean the show's canceled?